What up, what up, what up, everybody?
DC1! What up, y'all?
Hello.
How are we? Are we doing good?
We doing good?
In the hood?
Are we confused a little?
Yeah.
Did we throw you for a loop-de-loop, right? Did we throw you for a loop-de-loop?
Yeah, full disclosure, we were just standing on that side, and then Cody offered to run to the other side because I am crippled.
He's crippled today.
Yeah.
Everybody go, we're praying for you, Spence.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
For those who missed it, can you explain why you're crippled?
Yes, I have tendinitis.
Tendinitis.
In my foot. I like it when you say that.
Tendinitis.
Sounds a lot like, whoa, am I cutting it now? Whoa. Hello, test? Okay.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, no, tendinitis. Don't recommend. 0 out of 10 experience.
Not even like a 1?
Yeah.
Not even like the pity you get because you're walking around like this?
Yeah. Well, dude, it's interesting. I'm actually not walking too bad. Like, I went to the parade on Monday, walked around just fine.
With that? You went to the parade with that?
Sure did.
Hey, wait, hold on. Why would there be a parade?
I don't know, man.
What
You see my shirt?
incredible event happened at a parade?
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Stros won the World Series, everybody.
Astros.
Go Stros.
Yes.
Go Stros.
Yes.
We didn't sweep like I really wanted to, but I'm okay with the W, you know?
No, I kind of like that it worked out that way. Let Philly get a little confidence, and then we just pulled the rug from under them.
Yeah, but those games they won hurt. Those games they won hurt.
See,
I was stressed.
I was never stressed. Like,
Really?
Well, I mean, during the game it didn't feel good, but then like once the game ended, I was just like, all right, on to the next day.
On to the
We're
next
good.
day. That's
on
fair.
to the next one.
All right. So how many of y'all were like diehard fans and you were watching like every game? Okay. All right. Now that it's over, what was your superstition? What was your superstition? Does anybody have one? What was it? You had a certain shirt you had to wear. So what like did you wear it game 1 or you didn't wear it game 1? And then we lost. So you wore it game 2 and then we lost game 3 and so you realized okay, now's the trick. What about you? Did you have one?
I watched all but one of the games at my house that we won. All but one. The only one I didn't, I watched at your house.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only one. Every
That's
other
right.
game I watched at my house.
Well, I guess you finished the game we started here at your house. Okay.
Yes. I finished every single game at my house. So that one worked
That's
for me.
what it was. Anybody else?
The vibes were just right. I can't
Anybody else?
explain it any other way. The vibes were just correct.
Yes?
I'm just going to share. We invited a friend over one night. They lost that night. She was never welcome back.
Never
Yeah.
again.
And in
Thank
fact,
you for doing your part, sir.
I have a jersey that's one of my like other cousins, Tyler's. It's a Correa jersey, but if you saw me on Sunday, I duct taped it with 3 for Pena. It was great.
Oh, man.
But the reason I had that Correa jersey is because I went to his house and I was like, man, I wear this Altuve one all the time. And he was like, all right, wear this. We lost, and I was like, I can never come back here again. Forgot I had his jersey on. That was like the last time we were in the World. Oh, that was the first World Series.
He didn't even care that you have his jersey after
Well,
all this
it's
time.
Correa now, so like,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean,
he's
but
still a
either way.
legend, even
Yeah,
though
I
we
know,
like
absolutely.
Pena more.
Absolutely.
I mean, Pena's our guy, but I
Look,
still love Correa.
This year, I was honestly really excited. I thought that Altuve was doing bad because I was wearing his jersey, but then he did really good when I didn't wear it. But then I wore it again, and he did the same he had been doing, and so I was like, wow. There's no real superstition for me. I tried a bunch of different things.
I think it's just because the Astros were that great.
Yeah,
that
they
just
overcame
were above.
everything.
You said you had a superstition, though.
Oh, I like that one.
With the bandana.
The pubs had to wear the
Yes,
bandana. I
I
love
love
that.
that.
Look, I love Houston. All right, we're doing our part as fans. All right, we find out what works or what doesn't, and you do your part as a fan, and you wear what your good luck shirt is or whatever it is.
Hey, who was everyone that watched? Who was y'all's least favorite Philly? All of them. Good answer.
Good answer.
The dude, which dude with the beard though? There was several.
Yeah, the guy with the beard.
Which
Who?
one?
Who? He doesn't.
Brandon Marsh.
Brandon
yes.
Marsh. That's the correct answer.
Yes.
Look, I love Kyle Schwarber. I really do. I know I shouldn't. I know he hurt us the most, honestly, but I love that guy.
Yeah,
I do.
Schwarber is
And I
nice.
shouldn't like Bryce Harper.
I
But
like
something
Bryce Harper.
about me, I just like Bryce Harper. I don't know why.
I wish I had that man's confidence.
I mean, fair, but I don't know.
He did
I
that
don't know.
little like thing every time he came to the plate. He like went like that.
It was
You
weird.
notice
I
that?
didn't like it. It was
Hey,
weird.
it worked
It
for
was
him.
weird. Not against us. Not against us, except the one game, but that was different. It was different. All right, we'll stop talking about the Astros now. We could go on forever, but there were like 4 people who watched every game here, and so.
No, I think a lot of people actually watched them.
I
There
don't think
was
so.
a pretty good amount of
Don't-
participation earlier.
Okay, good. All right. Well,
I think part of that's because of us, part of our influence. and
I would hope so.
I hope that's the
I would
case.
hope so.
I take credit.
H-Town, till we drown. All right.
Credit to us. Credit to us. Yes.
Do we do that? Is that a thing?
I do that.
Credit
do
to
that.
us. Yeah.
I'm all about
Thank us.
I'm all about positive
Thank-
self-affirmation. You know what I mean? You gotta keep yourself in a good
Credit to
headspace.
us.
You know.
All right, it's a little different being like,
Credit to us.
Look, they watched the game. That's obviously on us. Than being like, I got an A. Credit to me. Like
Credit-
that's
yeah.
appropriate. But like, they watched it because of me. Credit to me.
I give credit where it's due, and if I'm due some credit, I'll credit.
I mean, that's
credit to
fair.
myself.
That's fair. All right, we'll move on with some announcements. Biggest one is next Friday and Saturday is youth conference. You need to be
Yes!
going. It's so cool. All right, they got amazing
I was a little
services.
pumped right there, my bad.
It's where be super pumped. Okay.
That was the Travis Scott meme. You know what I'm talking about? What? No? Oh.
Yeah, that's a bad
Oh,
example.
yeah. Oh.
That's a bad
See, that
example.
okay, chill. That was before all the, you know.
Murder.
Yes. Well, it wasn't murder. It was just death.
We'll move on. We'll move on.
There's
we'll
levels
Move on.
to-
We'll move on.
Yeah.
We'll move on. We'll move on. We're not ranking. We'll move on. But youth conference.
We disavow murder here.
You don't have to worry about Travis Scott's or anything like
Yes,
that.
no.
All right, don't worry about that at youth conference. Nothing like that's going on because it's at a place that is on the ground. We did go to youth conference one year. Do you remember this? We went to youth conference whenever we were in youth. And it was at like the George R. Brown Convention Center.
Oh,
and it was
yeah.
like on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
But there were so many students there, like so many teenagers there. We were all jumping. You could feel the
Yeah.
floor
That was
shaking
freaky.
like that.
That was pretty freaky.
We're going to a church that's on the ground floor, so you don't got to worry about that. But it was kind of a cool experience. Although that was also the same time that the guys who were running the games there gave out one of the guys, another youth pastor's phone number, put it on the screen and said, hey, text him tonight, tell him you love him. The guy's phone shut down. It broke. He had to get a new phone. That was, what, 13
That was
years
a
ago?
long time ago.
What? Let's not do that. It's Clint's idea, actually. Clint gave somebody's phone, like, number away. Look, I'm running the games for youth conference.
21-638-3059.
That's wrong.
What?
That's right. It's right.
No, it's
but
not.
Anyway, most
It's
of
been the
these
same number for like 15
most of them
years. I'm a
have
good
my
friend.
Almost everybody here has my number. Anyway, so
But
his
none
phone
of them
shut
have
down.
it by heart like I do.
That's-
Does
I mean-
your wife have your phone number memorized by
Well,
heart?
you just said
okay.
it.
All right.
Say it.
I'm watching you.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
She's filled out,
All right.
out enough
I
documents.
had it memorized first, all right? I had it memorized first.
The ending to that story that they gave the guy's number away, that was like 13 years ago. The guy is no longer a youth pastor. He's a senior pastor in like Minnesota, all
He
right?
quit
Doesn't even
because
live
of that
here.
incident.
No. He doesn't even live here. Doesn't even live here. He still to this day has one phone number that once every 6 months to a year will just text him and be like, I haven't forgot. That's
Wow.
it. To this day.
That is an adult now doing
That's an
that.
adult
That is an
now.
adult that has stayed that
you know they
committed.
got like an alarm on their phone that's like, oh, I gotta text that one guy, and they like just hit him. I think that's one of the
It's a
funniest things ever.
biannual reminder.
Yep. But so youth conference, you need to go. It's $90. Sign up in the back. There's a sign up sheet. You can also sign up on the link in our bio on Instagram. Sign up there. Let your parents know about it so they can get on their schedule. It's gonna be a blast next Friday and Saturday. All right, next Friday evening we're gonna meet here.
Friday?
Like,
Saturday.
Friday. No, well, if we're doing Friday, it's gotta be Saturday too. No?
I've never heard Saturday before. It's just Friday,
Saturday.
right?
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, the week of Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Right around the corner, which I'm so excited for the
Yes.
good food. So excited for
Food, family, football.
Food, family, football. Every year, all right, we do a Friendsgiving, but we always do it the Tuesday of Thanksgiving week. And so that week, all right, Thanksgiving week, we're having Friendsgiving for us on Tuesday, okay? Don't
Tuesday.
show up on Wednesday. We won't be here, all right?
Yeah, you can show up, but you're just gonna be in
You're
the
going to be in the
lot.
parking lot, and you're going to be like, wow, I brought my casserole. And
And then the cops are
I'm
gonna
just
come.
gonna
They're like,
sit
"What are
here."
you doing here?" And you have to
And
explain.
then you're going to get arrested.
Yeah.
And no, you're going to have to share your casserole with them. And like, you just.
So
it's gonna
basically, if you don't come next Tuesday, you're gonna go to jail.
not next Tuesday, not
Or
next
two
week.
Tuesdays from now, or you're gonna go to jail.
All right. So the week
So
of
be here.
Friendsgiving, be here on Tuesday,
Yes,
okay?
or you're going to
week
jail.
of Thanksgiving, be here on Tuesday. Other than that, we're going to go ahead. If it is your first time here tonight, I haven't set it up for you.
Yes.
Hold on.
Hang on.
Stall with them. What are you doing? Don't come back here. Stall with them. This is the best stalling I've ever heard in my
Okay,
life.
who has a boot like this? Jennifer? Okay. What did you do to make sure it didn't stink? Because mine doesn't stink yet, but I have to wear this for another week and I can't wash it. I can't like shower. Like,
Oh, like that guy's hair.
yes.
Thank you, Nick.
Some perfume. Hang on, I can't hear her. What? A Lysol spray? Okay, good. Good to know. Good to know. It's not stinky yet. I've been doing a pretty good job about like not getting dirty, but I mean, I have still been working out, and I do get sweaty. So,
Okay, it's ready.
okay. So, all right.
Oh, and we missed this. Yes? All right, if it's your first time here tonight, we want to welcome you. That was pretty smooth. Anyway, if it's your first time, we want to welcome you, kind of explain the mess that is this. We like to say put the Y behind DCY. So if it's your first time, what I need you to do is meet me at those back doors. We're going to go back into the game room, and I'm going to give you our spiel about man, who we are, everything. And so you're also going to get to spin the Wheel O prizes. And so you could walk away with some gift cards or maybe a Bible or the incredible Crisp High Five. That could be yours today. And so meet me in there, and then everybody else in here is going to be back up here playing a good Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I have
Yes.
to close this door because I just don't know why, but it's like
The
really
monsters.
bothering me.
The monsters are going to come. The boogeyman.
No,
coming.
I couldn't do it. Okay, we're good.
You seem like the type that, like, if your closet door is open at night, you have to shut it too.
Oh, for sure. I'm not a psychopath.
See, I just don't even think about it. Like, I'll like go like put my shoes up in my closet and just walk out and then get in bed, and now
just
my
like
closet's
a
open.
Dark and even darker hole, just like staring at me when I'm trying to go to sleep.
See, this is the difference between you and I. I think your anxiety trumps your laziness, but for me, my laziness trumps my anxiety.
That's
So I'm like, I see it open, I'm like, no.
My anxiety trumps everything.
Absolutely not.
I'm just kidding.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Who's my defending champion? It's been a couple weeks. Is it?
It's Anna.
Is it
Well,
Anna?
yeah, technically it's Anna.
No.
But she hasn't been here. She's been.
Yes. Anna hasn't gotten a chance to defend her crown, so we'll bring her up. Come on, Anna. Yes, give it up for Anna. Give it up for Anna.
Golf claps.
Okay. Need 2 more volunteers. Got
2
Noah.
more.
You want to do it? Come on, let's do it. Let's
This
do
will be a
Noah.
good one. This is a good one, y'all.
This is a good one.
Y'all want to do this one.
Need 1 more.
Of all the ones, this is the one you want to do.
This was Lexus's idea this week. She gets the credit for this one.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like that. Wait.
We
this
got a
one-
new board that stands on its own.
What?
I blame Cody.
What in here?
Yeah, I like that. That's what
Oh.
we'll do. Good stuff.
Okay, we're improvising.
Yes. Divide it into
we still
thirds.
need
That's
one more.
perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. And that actually probably gives you a little bit more room to list all your things out.
Yeah, except for the one at the bottom.
And you'll make it work. You'll make it work. Okay, we need 1 more person though. We need 1 more for our Mount Rushmore. Ooh, we getting some
So
volunteers.
Sammy wants to do it. We can do Sammy. She just dominates every time.
Either
she
that
comes
or
out.
do we want to make Cameron do it? Because she's being voluntold right now. Oh, she's
Do you
getting
wanna do
chance
it?
now.
You want to do it or you don't want to do it? Excuse me, I don't need anybody else talking for her.
Come on, Wham Bam Cam.
Do you want to do it?
Let's do it, Cam.
She wants to do it. Okay.
Yes, let's go, Cam. Give it up for Cam.
We love that.
Wham Bam, thank you, Cam.
This is a good one. I'm excited for this one.
Yes, go ahead and this is your idea. You tell them what the Mount Rushmore is this week.
Yes, it's my idea to do the Mount Rushmore of Thanksgiving food.
Yes, I love this one.
This is going to be controversial.
love this one.
This is going to be.
Oh
'cause
yes, highly contentious.
Some people really
highly
love,
contentious.
Some people, I can't say it because I can't give any ideas.
Yeah, don't give any ideas.
So I'm keeping it all
We
in.
will discuss. We will do honorable mentions
Keeping
at
it
the
all
end.
in. Yeah.
All right. So everyone have their spots. Oh, Anna, you get to pick where you want. I mean, they're really the idea is that they're all the same. Because remember, if you go first, you have to wait
Till
for
the very end.
like 4 picks before you go again.
I think I'm a middle fan.
Yeah, for me, I like the middle because it's consistent. You only have to worry about 2 on the other
Yeah.
sides each time.
You don't ever have to go twice, but that's also an advantage.
Yes. So it really is a beautiful game.
Oh, then keep it consistent, you know? Don't mess up
Nothing.
a good thing.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you later. Okay. All right. Where are we going? Where are the other ones going? All right. So Noah is going first.
Boom.
And we got Cameron. Cameron.
Can.
Wham Bam Cam.
Oh, wow, with a K.
All
Who
right.
would have known?
All right, Noah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You have the first pick of the Thanksgiving food Mount Rushmore. What is the first pick?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
he
We're
has
starting
a-
with the desserts first.
He has a sweet tooth, and I'm surprised that it wasn't like chocolate something.
Yes.
Because I remember all of his candy.
It's Thanksgiving.
was chocolate.
It's Thanksgiving. You gotta have pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. That's an
It is
excellent choice.
iconic. It is iconic.
I think that might be my favorite pie. Mm-hmm. It might be my favorite pie.
Yeah. If
I do love apple pie. The pumpkin pie and Thanksgiving.
Yeah, with some whipped
Excellent.
cream.
Excellent pick, Noah. All right, Anna. What is your first pick?
Turkey.
Turkey. Of course. Of
Turkey.
course. The
It really
Pilgrims.
depends, though, because some of that turkey is dry.
Okay, I think turkey is just like naturally dry, but like
Yeah.
when you put the gravy on it.
Yeah, and mix it with some of the other mixings,
And
you know?
the best thing about turkey is like, I don't know what it's called. Someone, not a science guy, but like someone can tell me there's like the chemical in it that makes you take a nap. And that's the best part of Thanksgiving. What? Tryptophan. That word. That word makes you sleepy. And that is like, you love being all sleepy on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Love a good nap on Thanksgiving.
Oh, you want to defend your turkey?
No, I just want to say that for all of these foods, we need to make sure that there's a really good chef making them.
Yes, of course.
don't be
Fair enough.
Oh. In general, turkey is dry, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just like, you know,
Hey,
Fried turkeys are not dry. Fried are good.
yeah, I enjoy my mom's turkey every year.
yeah.
I think
no,
she does a good job.
No shade to my family's turkey.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
have a good meal.
But
like,
you're not wrong. It is dry, just kind of natural. I think it's
Yeah.
just the way the meat is.
But
so.
listen, I'm not against that because sometimes like runny meat is weird, you know?
Yes, I agree. All right, Cam, you got 2 picks. What
Oh.
is your first pick?
Thanksgiving rolls.
Thanksgiving rolls.
I love a roll.
Rolls. I love it.
That was a good one.
Now,
And
let me ask a follow-up question. Is there a difference between like normal rolls and Thanksgiving rolls? Or is there like a
Yes.
specific type of Thanksgiving
Yes.
roll? Okay,
Bread-
expand. I need you to
bread
expand.
is different. It
Okay.
depends on what you're eating with it. So, like, if you're eating like some sort of Italian food, you have garlic bread.
Sure,
Or
sure.
like Italian seasoned
Sure.
stuff. But Thanksgiving rolls, buttery.
Okay.
Thanksgiving rolls, they need to come in a circle container. And
Oh,
they need
yes.
to have the little mushroom top. And if they don't, I don't want it. Okay? Let's just be honest.
Mushroom
The little
top.
mushroom top.
Mushroom
and everybody knows
top.
what I'm talking about when I say that.
I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
got you.
Yes.
I-
yes.
You know what?
Yes.
That was
Luby's
a good
rolls.
one. Oh, you get another one.
Yep. All right. What's your second pick? There's lots of good options on the board
I don't
still.
know if this is like, I don't know if it's just my family, but we always have a pumpkin pie, but we also have a buttermilk pie.
Buttermilk pie. That's a good. That's a good choice.
Buttermilk
That's a good
pie.
pick. Buttermilk pie. Buttermilk pie. I think I've had that before. It sounds good. I certainly wouldn't say no if you put it in front of me. I'd probably eat it.
Yeah, I don't think I really know what that is. But sounds lovely.
But hey, give me all the pie. Honestly, all the pie. All
Meh.
the pie. All right.
Wait, where are we? Now I'm
I know
losing
it's
it.
Anna. It's Anna.
Oh,
Sam.
okay.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Ooh,
Okay.
mashed potatoes and gravy.
You can take it, yeah. We'll
Gotta
give it
have
to
the
you.
gravy.
We'll give it to you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
together.
There's a very distinct difference between just mashed potatoes and mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yes.
Very distinct difference. Yes,
That
mashed
is what
potatoes
you
and
eat with
gravy
your
are
dry
Thanksgiving facts.
And it makes it incredible.
Ooh.
Brown
You
or
know what?
white?
We'll leave that one up to the interpretation. Now, whatever you prefer is what her answer is.
I typically stay away from the gravy at Thanksgiving because there's some weird things in it. You know? Yeah. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
No, great. Well, okay.
Do you know how they make gravy at Thanksgiving?
No. I know my mom
Have you
makes
ever
really
heard
good
of
gravy.
like giblet gravy?
I don't know. Look, I don't know
don't
what
wanna
goes
ruin
into
it for
it.
y'all.
But here's the thing. Whatever my mom makes and whatever my grandma used to make, undefeated, I'll go to war for.
If
I will
they
not hear
make it
slander on
good-
any of those foods.
If they make it good and it's a me thing, I
Mama
can't
Nolan
eat
makes it good. Let me tell
Can't
you.
eat it.
Shouts out, Cheryl.
Yeah. I won't ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Noah, you got 2 picks. What is your second pick?
Cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce. Okay, I like that one. I won't lie. That one, I always get it on my plate, and then I end up not eating it. Not gonna
Never.
lie. It always looks so good, but then I usually eat everything else first,
No.
and then I get full.
I never get it on my plate, ever.
You don't like cranberry sauce?
No. There's so many better things that I could fill in my plate. I'm sorry, I'm not a cranberry sauce fan.
All right,
So
Noah,
move
what
on.
is your third pick?
Sweet potato casserole.
Ooh.
I am laughing so hard. All of his are
Sweet
sweet.
potato casserole. Dog, that sounds delicious.
That is hilarious.
Sweet potato casserole, man, like,
Sweet potato casserole.
okay, do you like sweet potatoes, though?
I love sweet potatoes, but
Okay.
I prefer a sweet potato fry. Okay.
I don't think that's really a Thanksgiving food, though.
Okay. Well, if it's sweet potatoes, then I just prefer
Look, hey,
regular.
no, I
I
won't-
don't want marshmallows
See,
and cinnamon.
Have you heard of those people that like they hate Thanksgiving food, so they like go to like Jack in the Box and they get tacos and stuff, like they get like fast food
No.
for Thanksgiving? You ever heard of people like that?
That's a
See,
no.
it's a thing. I think they're psychopaths when
Yeah.
they do that. Personally, I think they're psychopaths, but like it's a thing. People hate Thanksgiving food.
Well,
Cannot relate.
I'm
Cannot
not
relate.
Yeah, no, can't relate. There's some really good ones still left up for
Oh
grabs,
yeah,
though.
well, we got tons of honorable mentions.
Okay.
All right,
you
Anna.
ready?
Stuffing.
Stuffing,
Stuffing.
and you can
Wait.
put dressing. You can put dressing. They
Stuffing.
are the same thing.
Slash.
Just matters
That's so
where
funny.
you are.
Because me
Now,
and my coworkers just had a debate that stuffing and dressing is not the same thing.
well, no, they are the same thing. It just the people up north call it stuffing. I don't know why she said stuffing,
Okay.
but
Northerner.
fair enough. I call it dressing, but it is the same thing. It's like I can't even describe it. It's just that's the dressing.
So, yeah, I don't.
That's what
I
you
couldn't-
put with the turkey when it's dry, and it is just it all comes together beautifully.
Yes.
Facts. It's whatever your parents call it, is
Yeah.
what she said, and that's the truth.
Okay. Do we have more? We have one more. And
No, she's got 2 more.
And then we're done?
Yeah, they've got 3, and she's got 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought we had four presidents on the thing.
Yes. So she'll go 2, and then you'll do 1, and then he'll do 1.
Oh, we're coming back. Okay.
Have we
were-
never played this before?
Listen, the vertical is throwing us off.
Fair
Okay.
enough. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. It's a good thing I'm here.
Oh my gosh. I don't-
Keep everything in line.
Come on,
All right, Cam, you got 2. There's a big heavy hitter still on the board, and I cannot believe no one has said it yet.
Green bean casserole.
Green
I love green
bean
bean casserole.
casserole. That is a mammoth pick.
I
Great pick.
always volunteer to bring green bean casserole. One, because I want to make sure that
Was
there's
that a thumbs
enough.
down? Oh, Dan the man.
I
Dan
wanna
the
make
man
sure-
says no to green bean casserole.
I want to
That
make
is a hot take, bro. What?
Extra fried onions.
Yes. No, but I was saying I always volunteer to bring green bean casserole because I want to make sure that there's enough, and it's the easiest to make. So,
How do you make it?
I don't know, green beans, cream of mushroom, and onions, and you put it in the oven for like 10 minutes.
Touche.
That's why I said it's the easiest.
All right, Cam. Last pick. Bring us home.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh, it's still okay.
As I got you. I got it. I got us. I'll bring us home.
It's not traditional, but I know some people don't like turkey, so ham.
Ham.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a good
All right.
pick.
Oh, we got some rounds of applause. We got a lot of non-turkey lovers here.
That's a good
Fair
pick.
enough. Fair enough. Look, if you put ham or turkey on my plate for Thanksgiving, it's getting eaten. Like, and honestly, going back to that Jack in the Box thing, if you put Jack in the Box tacos on my plate, I'll probably eat that.
No.
I come prepared to eat
No.
on Thanksgiving, bro. I come prepared to chow down. That is my day. That is my day.
All right, you ready?
All right, Anna.
Final pick. Make it count.
I know.
You got a pretty stark line.
I know. It's just there's 2 things I'm considering. I don't know what's gonna be more popular.
First one, put your mic. Go.
In my family, deviled eggs are really popular.
Deviled eggs. I love those. That is a great pick.
We we should rewind 20 seconds and try again.
You don't like deviled eggs? You gotta have a little. You
No,
gotta
are
have a
you
little good
kidding
source of
me?
protein. Good source of protein. Well, I mean, turkey's a pretty good source of protein too.
I'm sorry. I can't do it. I'm not 60.
What? Fam!
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Bro,
kidding.
no! Deviled eggs are great. Delicious.
I'm just kidding. That's good. You can have mine.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be
I
at your
plan on
house
it.
for
Yes, you will.
Thanksgiving.
We will
I'll
be
give you
together on
some.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I'll eat your deviled eggs.
Okay.
All right, Noah. You have the final pick of the Mount Rushmore of Thanksgiving food. What is the last pick?
Sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. Okay, so my man has
love
sweet
it.
potato casserole and sweet potato pie. Man wants all the sweet potatoes. Give him all. Noah
I
loves him some sweet potatoes. I love it.
that.
Yeah. Wow. There are definitely some heavy hitters on the board still, but we'll talk about honorable mentions here in just a sec.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Noah has pumpkin pie, cranberry sauce, sweet potato casserole, sweet potato pie. Anna has turkey, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, and deviled eggs. And Cam has rolls, buttermilk pie, and green bean casserole, and ham. All right, y'all know the drill. Who's got Noah as tonight's winner? I guess the rest of the crowd doesn't like sweet potatoes that much.
Not
All
a lot
right.
of sweet potato fans here.
Who's got Anna?
Oh, wow.
Okay, okay.
Calm down, everybody.
And who's got Cam?
I'm surprised. I think there was a clear winner.
Deliberate with me. All right, we have deliberated. Tonight's winner of the Mount Rushmore of Thanksgiving food is Wham Bam. Thank you, Cam. Congratulations. You are tonight's winner. You get a free Snack Shack item by the end of the night. Okay, honorable mentions. Macaroni and cheese! Bruh!
Jeez.
How did none of y'all get macaroni and cheese, bro? That would have been like my first or second pick.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Bruh.
Okay, also, my family does like a broccoli cheese rice casserole.
Okay.
Incredible.
Yep.
So good.
And then, I mean, I'd put drinks in there like a good old sweet tea on Thanksgiving.
No, that's like every
That's gotta
meal.
count.
That's every meal.
That's fair, but it just hits different with Thanksgiving food. Yes. Tamales. See, that feels more Christmassy to me, I'm not gonna lie. That feels way more Christmas Eve.
That is true. Christmas.
Fair
Eve.
enough.
So, Anna was my winner.
Yeah.
Turkey, mashed potatoes, lost me with the deviled eggs.
I wish
but
all of you could have lost because none of you got macaroni and cheese, bro. That is
Joking.
insane.
Yeah, that
No
was,
one had macaroni and cheese.
What was your second one that you were debating
Apple
on?
pie is a good one.
Ooh,
There were lots of pies on the board, but apple pie was not one of them.
yeah. Wow. That was very
I'm
controversial.
trying to think of some other ones. Banana pudding. Yeah, desserts like banana pudding. That's a good one.
pudding.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
All right. Well, good job, guys.
Yeah. Come to Friendsgiving, and we're going to have most of that. We won't have all of it, okay? We won't have as much sweet potatoes as Noah would like. We probably won't have any, so just prepare your heart. Okay, stand with me and pray as we move into worship. God, we thank you for tonight. We thank you that we're able to be here and worship you. God, I pray that you would just have your way in the service. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
And as the Spirit was moving over water, Spirit come move over us. Come rest on us. Come rest on us. As the Spirit was moving over the water, Spirit come move over us. Come rest on us. Come rest on us. to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to, and I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to, and I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to. Here is where I lay it down. You are all I'm chasing now. This is my surrender. This is my surrender. Here is where I lay it down. You are all I'm chasing now. This is my surrender. This is my surrender.
God, in the middle of our busyness, in the middle of, man, our mess, in the middle of everybody here, we set aside time and we, man, make room for you. And I like that it says make room, because there, and if y'all will look at me real fast, if there are, man, if we're real about Christianity, there's a lot of times in your walk with God, if you really start to like, man, strive to have your own prayer times, strive to have your own worship times, like strive to really do like the check boxes, read your Bible, pray on your own. And when you try to really do that, if we're honest, there are days that you have to make room, that it's not just super just like, oh man, I can't wait to do that. There are days that are like that, but whenever you make room for him, one, those are usually the days that, man, you see a different side of God than you ever have. Whenever you push through, you, man, see something that you never have. But at the same time, I think one of the things that's been lost on a lot of Christians is the discipline of your relationship with God. The discipline of your relationship with God, the small things of reading your Bible, praying, those small daily things in the grand scheme achieve big things. Those little small daily things that we're like, it's okay if I just kind of push it to the side. I still believe in God. Man, those daily tiny things lead to big things. And so, man, I encourage you to make room. That there are times where you're like, man, yes, God, absolutely. But there are other times where you have to like, man, kill your flesh is what the Bible says. So kill your flesh means like, man, to your like human nature side that doesn't want to do something, set that aside and allow your spirit to connect with God. Allow your spirit to connect with the Holy Spirit. Man, allow that to happen. And it's what that discipline that's talked about through the Bible. It's what's, man, keeps you going in the times that, man, are super difficult. That's what keeps you going. And so, God, I thank you for tonight. I thank you for what you're continuing to do. God, I pray that we continue, God, to fight our own instincts, our own desires, God, fight our flesh and make room for you. God, that in the middle of everything, we make sure to still keep you a priority. And I thank you for that. In your name, I and everybody else said, amen, amen. Y'all can take a seat. Y'all can take a seat. Give the band a hand clap. They did great. Great job, guys and gals. Tonight, we have an incredible guest, and you just heard him a little bit. Tonight, our panel, I guess you could say, is me and one other person, and that person is Kendall. If you'll go ahead and give it up for my man, Kendall. I got you a chair right here, bud. Chair right there. No, you don't get a couch. I figured this would be, you'd have this, I don't know, just one long couch to yourself. I mean, really? Go get the couch. Somebody go get the couch. I'm just kidding. Somebody go get the couch. No, I wanted to have you up here, and honestly, man, I and anybody else that's had conversations with you know that anytime, you talk a lot. That is true, which is also why we're not playing a game right now. I want to make sure we talk about everything. We're not going to play a game. I want to make sure we talk about everything. I want to give you as much room as we can.
Hey, real quick.
Yes.
That youth conference, was that Desperation Band? Is that who that was? Was that Desperation Band where he gave out that number, George R. Brown?
Oh, that might have been. I think
'cause
so.
I was a youth pastor there too. I was there.
You were there?
I was
You
there.
remember it shaking?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I do.
That was
It was
crazy.
great.
That was wild. But I mean, it's also, I'll never forget it. But I'm grateful of being on the ground.
Yeah.
That was nice. They didn't
little
expect
weird.
that. They didn't see that coming. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it because, man, as our worship leader here, I know you've been with us, leading worship with us for how long?
So this is actually my second tour of duty, if you knew
Yep.
that. So
Yep.
I think I've been here for 7 years.
7 years
And
because you
then-
are a
Yeah.
worship pastor at another church, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a worship pastor at a church called The Refuge.
Cool.
So, yeah, absolutely. That's
Cool.
it's my day job.
That's your day job. Yeah, this is your side gig.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no, I mean, I appreciate it because, one, I could never lead worship, and if I could never lead worship like you. I mean, just killing it. Am I right? Does he not do an incredible job? Just killing it. So I know we're grateful for you, let alone like the youth group, but also, man, our worship team constantly talks about how much you push them and how much like you've helped them grow in way more than just their abilities. But everything I've heard them talk about and watched you do is way more about your actual worship to God. Is that right? Yeah?
Yeah. It's one of the things. So I don't. It's funny. I don't want a lot of eyes on me up here when we talk about this stuff. That's the funny thing is because, worship is, so one of the questions that you asked me is, this is the last question, but I don't know if we want to skip ahead.
Go
but
ahead.
The last
We
question
got
is,
any order.
what is worship? And how many of you guys have how many of you guys have ever asked that question, like, actually, what is worship? Have you ever, like, just asked, okay, good. How many of you, because I had to
He
do
was
that.
excited,
I had
too.
to
He was
do
like,
that,
"Me!"
too.
I love
like,
that.
I kind of knew what it was, but I kind of didn't. How many, I mean, seriously, how many of y'all kind of like, I kind of know what it is, but, so here's the catch. I asked ahead. Hey, Tom, could you put up Romans 12:1?
Oh, I love this.
Look at this.
I love this.
So,
I didn't know this was
Yeah,
happening.
right.
I'm just as intrigued as y'all.
So here's what's important about worship, because a lot of times we think that worship. So I teach on this, and the reason we teach on it is because when you talk about worship, we think worship is like a genre of music, right? Like I listen to praise and worship, right? How many of y'all think that? Like it's like I listen to this type of music. Well, the problem is that there's like all sorts of different words for praise and worship in the Bible. And actually the first time that worship appears in the Bible is in Genesis.
Really?
Yeah, but it's actually a word. You're gonna be just tune in with me for a second because you're gonna be like, he's gonna start talking about Greek and stuff. I am. So the Hebrew word is actually to bow down before somebody, and the first two times it's mentioned actually Abraham was bowing down before a king, but it's not translated as worship. It's translated to bow down, and the first time it's actually translated as worship is when he takes Isaac up to the mountain. How many know the story about when Abraham, raise your hand if you actually know this story. Okay, how many of you, put your hands down. How many of you don't know the story about Abraham and Isaac? It's okay.
It's wild.
It's okay. So God made this promise to Abraham, who, understand, he's like 100 years old, and he says, I'm going to give you a kid. He laughs. This is crazy.
100
So
years
he gives
old.
him a promise, and they have a baby, and it's Isaac, and they raise him, and then God comes to him and says, hey, I want you to sacrifice him. I want you to kill him. And he's like, really? He's like, yeah. So he tells him, he says, take him up a mountain, and he says, I want you to sacrifice him on this mountain. And so what he tells his people is he says, stay here, and we're going to go up there and worship. So understand that the word worship actually means to bow down, but it also means to sacrifice. So how often do we sacrifice in our worship?
How about it ending to that? I think you need to tell the ending of that story.
Oh, yeah, I do.
He did, okay, I was
He
like,
doesn't kill him.
I was like, hold on. He doesn't kill his son. All right,
Spoiler,
God
he doesn't
provides.
kill him.
Okay, good.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't kill him. So the ending of the story is he actually goes up there to sacrifice him, and an angel stops him, and there's actually a lamb in the bush. You know the song Jireh that we sing? How many? So that song actually comes from that. When he says Jireh, he named that mountain Jehovah Jireh, which means the Lord is my provider. So the Lord provided him a lamb to sacrifice. So when you sing that now, you know what that means. So Worship is actually a position of our heart. It's what we give to the Lord. So I can sing a song and it not be worship. I can if I don't care, then I'm really not worshiping God, right? But if I do and I'm giving everything I can, if I'm sacrificing, laying down my heart, that's worship, right? But worship can also be like handing out food. Worship can also be like how you live your life, how you do things. Like if you do it unto God, it's a sacrifice. So there was a monk in the 16th century, and people used to come to like work with him, and all he did was repair shoes and wash dishes. But he did everything unto God, and like God was there with him, and people would come from all over. His name was Brother Lawrence.
Brother Lawrence.
Yeah. And so there's a book called Practicing the Presence of God. And so his worship was fixing shoes and washing dishes. It doesn't sound like worship, does it? But it was, because he did it unto God. So whatever you do, so this is why we're looking at this. He says, I appeal to you, therefore, brethren, and beg of you all in the mercies of God to make a decisive dedication of your bodies, like to give your body, right? Presenting, like this is good, presenting all your members. What is that? Like your fingers, your arms, everything, your legs, every part of it, not just your heart, but every part of it. Presenting your members and faculties as a living sacrifice, holy, devoted, consecrated, and well-pleasing to God, which is your reasonable, rational, intelligent service and spiritual worship. So when you give yourself, you give your heart to God. When you serve people, that's worship. So this can be worship. Songs can be worship, but it also cannot be.
Could be washing dishes, cleaning
Washing
shoes.
dishes can be worship, but it depends on where your heart is.
Yeah.
So worship's heart posture.
Yeah, I love it. Now, after that first question, you can see why we're not playing a game. Because, no, I love it. I love it. No, I love it because if anything, you can see the passion you have about this. You can see that this is not your job, that this is not just something that you get a paycheck for. This is your passion. This is your life. You do. But that's the secret to life. Find out what you love doing and find out how to get paid for it. And so, man, you can tell when somebody's passionate about something, and they're, no matter what, even if you're not like the biggest about praise and worship, or you're like, I'm not really sure about it yet, you can see in you the passion that you have for it, and that to me is, man, inspiring. Just to see somebody chase after something like you do is inspiring in and of itself. And so let's track back. Let's track back to now we know.
Are we doing this as your life?
What?
We're going to go back.
No,
Come
to the
through
very
here.
beginning.
It's your kindergarten teacher.
No, let's track back from, so what is worship? But let's track back all the way back to the simplest of questions of why do you believe in God? Because if you can explain why, like what worship God is, but if you can't explain why you believe in God, then I think it's a weird place to start.
No, for sure. So my first answer was, when I looked at that, is I've seen too much.
What do you mean?
What I mean is when you've seen so much that you can't believe any other way. Like I've seen so much. God has been with me through so many things, and so here's the catch, guys. In your life, you're gonna spend so much of your time going in and out of different things, but God's never gonna leave you or forsake you. So for me, there's been so many times where I've questioned, God, are you here? God, or what's going on? And it's gone from being about like thinking about God to having a personal relationship with Him. So for me, I talk to Him like I talk to you.
Yeah.
So
Which
it's
is
not
prayer.
like it's not like I'm talking to like somebody who's way out there, but He's close. He's here. I mean, that's what the Word says. It says He's close to me. So for me, it's a real personal relationship, and the hardest thing is like if I don't have a personal relationship with God, then I'm gonna doubt. I'm gonna go, but because I spend time with Him and I speak to Him and I read His Word, I listen, right? And we go through the process. We go through this process of speaking and listening and obeying and going. So it's a relationship. It's not a I think I like what Will said best. God's not a God that's far away. I mean, He's right here.
No.
Jesus died so that He could be right here with me in my midst. And the same power that raised Jesus from the dead is alive in me. So if that's true, right, then I want to hear it. I want to be a part of that. I want to talk to him. I want to experience all that. So for me, I've seen so much I can't not believe. And so there's a passage where Jesus talks to Peter, and he tells all these people, he's like, hey, if you wanna believe in me, you got to eat my flesh and drink my blood. And everybody's like, that's gross. And they start leaving. And Jesus, and I imagine that Jesus looks to Peter kind of hurt, and he's like, you gonna leave too? And Peter looks at me, he's like, where am I gonna go? Like, I don't know what you just said, but I know you have life.
Yeah.
And that for me is like, there's lots of times where I feel like, God, I don't know but I know where life is. I've seen it enough. I've seen too much to know that it's any different. So for me, it's that.
What do you mean you've seen too much? Like, that's what I keep on, that's what I got to know. Like,
so
I need examples.
So, like, dude, when God gives you a word, when he talks to you and gives you a word for somebody and tells you something about their life that there's no possible way that you could know that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I've been a part of that. I've seen, like, healings. Like, my son had his pinky broken, and a week later I go to the doctor, and I mean, it's supposed to be broken for 6 to 8 weeks. And then we go to the doctor, and they're like, you know it was broken? I'm like, yeah, I know the doctor. I have the x-ray. He's like, well, it's not broken now. You can go home. I called everybody in the world. I'm like,
yeah, I bet.
So when you go to Vietnam, and I had a mission trip to Vietnam, and God gives you a word for a guy that doesn't even speak English, and he tells you, I want to fill him from the bottom of his head to the top of the bottom of his feet to the top of his head. And then he looks at you for a translator and says, I don't know who this guy is, but I just felt God fill me up from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen so many things that when you go through it, it's just not possible. So, God's, not only is he real, but he's active, and he's moving, and he's speaking, and he's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's not passive. He's not distant. So yeah, that's what I mean. I've seen too much. I mean, I could keep going.
Yeah,
but
no,
that's
I
the
mean,
catch, is that I wanted that type of faith.
Yeah.
I didn't want the type of faith that was like, oh. Yeah,
Hope you do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, there are people that die for this. Do you know what I'm saying? So if there are people that are out there dying for this, like, what kind of faith do I have?
Yeah.
Like, when I'm in Vietnam, I'm seeing people that were persecuted. Like, I didn't know whether I was going to ever see them again because it's not legal for them in their country. That's a real deal, dude. So,
Man, seeing people like that will definitely make you do a self-check
go on a
of,
mission trip.
yeah, make you do a self-check of like, am I?
So for me, I mean, I grew up in church, right? But I wanted to ask the question. I'm like, God, I want to know if you're real. And he's like, you want to know?
Right?
And hold on.
Buckle in.
That's what happened.
Well, cool. So, what if like you have this legitimate like daily conversation and like daily relationship with God? From what I've experienced, if you genuinely have that, God's constantly doing a work in you, right?
Yeah.
Constantly, man. Because there's a lot of things that like me and God have conversations where I'm like, hey, it should definitely be like this. So why aren't we doing it like this? And it takes slowly but surely me start changing. It's not God changing to me. He doesn't change. It's me changing to God. So what right now is God doing in your life? Is God working on you with?
Yeah, it's funny. So we do a staff worship from 9:30 to 10:30 every Tuesday. We just worship and pray and just ask God what do you want. So this week he was like, "You're spending too much time on stuff. Like, quit with all the tasks. I need you to spend time with more time with me because I have more to share with you." Like, so we get real, guys, you get real busy. You feel like you have stuff that you got to do, but you have to stop and spend time with God. And worship team, you guys know this. You hear me say this all the time. You have to listen. You can't just, this is gonna stuff, but God's not Santa Claus. You don't just come up on his lap and say, I want this, I want that. You want to talk to him, right? And let him talk back to you. And let him hear you. And let you hear him. And you're like, there's this, so John 16 says, you can look it up. John 16 says that the Holy Spirit will speak to you. Look it up. He says he will talk to you. Okay, great. then that's the case. Then I've learned that God says if his promises are yes and amen, then I'm like, okay, God, well, if that's your promise, then I want you to speak to me.
Yeah.
And he will. Let me just tell you, though, but if you ask him, be prepared to do what he says, because if not, he won't talk to you.
That's
I'm
fair.
just telling you.
No, that's fair.
So he'll talk to you, but you have to be you have to be ready to listen. He's going to ask you to do some kind of crazy stuff. But that's a whole nother thing. That's through prayer. Look, if you go that route, I was just telling the worship team this today. You better have godly counsel. You better have people that you can talk to test stuff with. You better not just go all rogue, but you need to have pastors and people that you're talking to, saying, "Hey, man, I'm hearing this from God." So you can say, "Cody, what is this going on?" And have a conversation. I've got 4 friends that I hear. I'm like, "Hey, man, I hear God saying this," and they're like, "That doesn't sound right."
Yeah.
You
got to have those people that'll check
but
you, man.
you got to have people in your life that is going to check you.
Yeah.
Because if not, then you're just kind of going off rogue on yourself. You can't do that, guys. You got to have godly people in your life.
What was the quote from somebody that was saying that they're like church people or Christians have hurt too many people by saying something and throwing God's name at the end of it? Because in the Christian world, whenever somebody says something, they're like, "God told me to do this," then like you can't refute that because I don't know what God's telling you. And so how many people that I've seen in my life got so comfortable with their "Oh yeah, no, God tells me this, God tells me that," and they get super comfortable with it. They don't have the people. Yeah, they don't have the people in their life that will be like, "Hey, that I don't know if that's right. Check that biblically. That doesn't sound right." They don't have those people in their life, and so then they go on these, rants and Facebook rants and social media rants of God wants this, this, and this, this, and this, and it's like, man, did God tell you that, or did you go to God and be like, "Hey, you want to do this, right? That's what you want to do, right? Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Let's go."
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, be very careful. And I think the biggest thing that you were saying is sit and wait. So many people go to God and they're like, "All right, God, I want to hear you."
Dude,
All right, well, I can't hear him.
35.
To
I seriously,
figure it
I
out?
asked him from when I was 18 till I tell you so long. I just kept asking, but I talked too much.
Yeah, that's fair.
I did.
I didn't notice.
I talked too much, and so he just like, "You gonna be quiet and let me talk for a little bit?"
That sitting in the presence of God, and we've had nights here before where it was just it was just pure presence of God. There wasn't any have to be music, instruments. It's just presence of God. But so many people are so uncomfortable in the stillness that they don't know what to do because they're not used to it. Our lives are filled with so much stuff that we can have serotonin hits just like that, boom, 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 that we can get just dopamine. That's what I'm looking
But
at.
you also feel
Dopamine
like you're
hits,
lazy,
boom, boom, boom.
You're not I should be doing something.
Yeah.
And are you not doing something, waiting on God?
Yeah, that's 100% what you need to be doing. And honestly, man, we haven't done this before, and it's getting late, and so I don't know how if we should, but I've been feeling it since the beginning. I do. I know. I really do. I need the band to come back up for a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope you'll have a song.
Get a song.
We can get a song. I'm sorry on your interview night. I also need you to do work too. But I've loved this series of having these small group leaders come up and us hearing from them and us learning from them because they got so much information. And as small groups continue to start and really kick off, if y'all will go ahead and let me get Michael. Will you help me move this? Sorry. But we've heard from them and it's been great. It's been incredible. But one of the things I do feel like hasn't been able to be as much as of an emphasis as it has been in the past is our time of prayer and worship. And I think it's perfect on nights, on a night that we're talking about the importance of it, to cap off these interview series, because this is the last week for it, but cap it off by, let me go ahead and get y'all to stand up and spread throughout the room. Spread out, have a time with you and God alone. The reason, we talk about how worship is important and why we worship. And if you've been in our guest reception, you've heard us say that, worship is important to us, so much so that we had to completely rearrange the way we do service, like the order of service. It used to be we do 3 songs of worship, have a sermon, maybe an altar call, and then go home. But because so many week after week after week, worship was hitting so hard that we'd have these worship takeovers. I was like, all right, obviously our students want to worship. Obviously this family wants to worship, and that's important. So let's give that time to have those moments with them and God then let's make that the whole focus of the whole night. And so we've revamped how we do order of service, that it's way more of an emphasis on these moments. And I think it's, developed the most growth that I've seen, not in everybody, but in like a personal relationship. Because we say every week, just about every week, that it's our job to give you a place to worship and a place to, experience God's presence 100%. But it's way more of our job to teach you how to replicate that on your own. And so moments like these where we say spread out, get alone with you and God, is you learning and watching others do it, learning how to connect with God by yourself, not with anybody next to you, like jumping up in worship, not with anything else, no eyes on you or anything like that. It's your moment to have you and God and block out everybody else so that you can replicate moments like this by yourself. Because that's how important worship is. That's how important having your own personal time with God is. If you try to just live your Christian life based on the few times you come to church, and that's the only time you have an experience with God, you're just gonna skate by. And I don't know about you, but I don't just want to skate by in my relationship with God. I don't just want to barely make it in. I want to be all in on my relationship with God. I want to be all in on my devotion. I want to be all in. And so as we, have this time tonight, I want you to go all in on your personal time. Tonight, yes, but more importantly, tomorrow night. More importantly, tomorrow morning. Go all in on your relationship with God.
up the ground of all my traditions, break down the walls of all my religion. Your way is better. Your way is better. Shake up the ground of all my tradition, break down the walls of all my religion. Your way is better. Your way is better. Shake up the ground of all my tradition, break down the walls of all my religion. Your way is better. Your way is better. Shake up the ground of all my tradition, break down the walls of all my religion. Your way is better. Your way is better. And I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to, and I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to, and I will make room for you to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to.
If you're good, man, it's 8:15. If your parents are blowing up your phone telling you to go, I'm praying dismiss. We'll still, man, continue to have these moments in here. If you still need to battle some stuff out, man, by all means, battle it out in here. I'll be here as late as you need me to. I'm here till you're here. I'm good with it, man. I want you to have these moments. One of the things I do want to hit before I pray out and dismiss, is, man, it's just how God works, and it's, man, those little tiny things that just show you how real God is. That literally just this week, I've been looking at 2023 calendar and looking at, like, man, what it looks like for us as a youth group, and I really felt like we need to go back and, like, man, go over the big Bible stories in the Old Testament and just, man, break those apart, go back into those. And so whenever he asked who knew the story of Abraham and Isaac, man, and there are people who didn't know that story, it made me so excited because it just let me know that, man, God already knew there were going to be people here who didn't know all these stories. And, man, coming to church and they're like, I hear them talk about these stories that everybody's supposed to know, and I don't know them. I don't know where to find them or anything like that. And so we're going to go over those. So if you're lost on those, man, don't miss these weeks, because we're going to go over those and break them down. It's going to be incredible, because there are, man, wild things that happen in the Bible. Like, you can't tell me the Bible is a boring book, because wild things happen in the Bible. And so we'll be going at, that's a little sneak peek to next year. And I wanted to encourage you in that you're not going to, I don't want you to come to church and feel like you missed a part of something and now you're out of the loop. Man, church should be a place that, man, you feel like you're family here, because that's, man, one of our biggest things. We want you to feel like you're family here. So just be encouraged by that. But I'm going to go ahead and pray and dismiss. If you're, man, good here and you don't need to pray, you're good, you don't need to worship, pray anymore, all I ask is that you don't chill and hang out in here. We got the game room, we got lobby, we got outside. Let whoever needs to be in here have their moments. But I'll go ahead and pray and dismiss. God, I thank you for tonight. I thank you for all you're doing. God, in our lives personally, I pray that, man, we make it a priority. God, we make you a priority. We don't make our own schedule. We don't make our own wants, needs, desires. God, we make you a priority. God, in everything we do as an act of worship. God, that it's not just, man, the checked boxes, but God, it's the way we live. It's how we act in school. It's how we act at home. It's our lives are an act of worship to you. It's not just these moments. Our lives are an act of worship to you. And so I pray, God, we begin living in that way. So I thank you for that. I pray blessings over everybody here. In your name, everybody else said, amen, amen. We'll see y'all later.